Welcome, everyone. So this is a new episode of Inglês no Rádio, and I'm Alexia. I think that you guys already know that, but I'm here today with
Foster.
Yes.
Welcome. And I do think it's important that we do say welcome every now and then, because who knows, maybe we have new listeners of the show that are just joining us today.
Exactly.
And if that is the case, welcome.
Welcome, newbies.
Yeah, cool. So Alexia, you are leading the show today, so what are we talking about?
We are talking about Generation Z. It's the new generation that it's already here. So just to recap, can I say that?
Perfect. Just to recap.
The Gen Z, it's the people who are born between 1995 and 2012.
Yes. So people that are approximately what age?
8 to 25.
Yes, so 8 to 25-year-olds are generally classified as Gen Z, Generation Z. And just a heads up, if you have not listened to the last 3 or 4 episodes, this week we are talking about generations. So if you haven't listened to those, you should probably start there.
Yes. So today we are talking about the negative side of the Gen Z. Of course, that we still don't know much about them.
Okay. Before we just say negative, so yesterday we talked about what Gen Z is, what they stand for, what defines them, what are their characteristics. And today we're just kind of talking about, are they going to be okay? What are some of the positives, the negatives? Just trying to defend the Gen Zers out there.
No, I think that we are talking about, for fact, what they are doing is not as a healthy thing for them.
Sure.
So
Okay.
it's not negative, but it's not as healthy as we think that it should be.
A very common theme this week, older generations talking shit about younger generations.
Yes. So the first one, which I think that already happens a lot with us, Millennials, and it's going to increase 100% with the Gen Z generation, is the less in-person, face-to-face contact with others due to more time connecting via smartphones.
Okay, just really quick. Others.
Others.
Do you know why I always correct you? Because it sounds like you're saying otters.
I know.
Which
we
is-
love otters, but it's not the
What
point
are-
here.
What are otters? How do you say that in Portuguese?
Lontra.
Lontra. Yeah. Yeah, the Gen Zs love those otters. Yeah, so you were saying that just hyper connectivity, always on your smartphone, not having real conversations with people.
We already have this. Like, why are you calling me? Just send a WhatsApp. Just send an iMessage, you know?
Yeah, to be honest, I don't think this is just a Gen Z thing. I think they were born into this situation. So honestly, I put more blame on us because we kind of created this situation. But I think all generations now and all generations to come, we don't have a chance. Facebook, WhatsApp, you guys already won. Yeah.
Yeah, so they are going to be, or they already are, heavy use of gaming.
Gaming. Gen Zers are gamers.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's important to say that they are essentially the first digital natives. So they were just born with technology. So I'm just imagining a Gen Zer was born and immediately comes out of their mother's womb and starts playing a video game on an iPad and sending WhatsApp messages.
Yes.
Yeah,
so
that's exactly how it is.
they are gonna read much, much less books,
I would just say read less.
read less books and newspapers, which I think is already our generation as well.
Already happening.
Yes. But this point here, I thought that it's really, really interesting because I'm going to explain. So they are going to grow up more supervised, more protected than prior generations. And it makes sense when you think about the shootings, when you think about the world, and when you think about like threats. Nowadays, threats.
Yeah, we live in a crazy world. And just thinking about technology that, they can always be tracked. They always will be tracked. And I also think this is a reoccurring trend with every generation is we kind of get more protective. We supervise more every single time. I feel like the greatest generation was just running in the woods, doing whatever, going to war. Boomers kind of having fun, playing around. Millennials, like you have to call your mom every day. And then Gen Zers just in constant contact, supervision all the time.
But when you think about supervision, you think about what? Because I think about parents' supervision.
Yeah, parental supervision, supervision by teachers, authority figures, just people watching them all the time.
Yeah. So also less experience with teen jobs and earning money in high school, which you had a lot of experience with that.
Yeah, you didn't have a job in high school?
I used to work in a store when I was 16, 17 years old, but I don't think that counts as much as what you did.
Yeah, I started my first business when I was 15 and born entrepreneur. Actually, I started the business before then. That when I was probably 13 or 14, I would buy shirts from China off eBay, and I tried to sell them in the school parking lot, and it did not work, and my dad had to buy the rest of the shirts.
Also, the parking service.
Yeah, and then I actually had a real business, which was a valet parking service. Probably still the most successful business that I've had to date. So you're saying Gen Zers are not going to start working until later, probably because robots will take all of their jobs.
Probably also because of the huge protection and supervising that they are going to have.
Yeah, they're not going to go out and work at a Blockbuster store at midnight because Blockbusters don't exist. And if they did, that would be dangerous.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
The last bullet point that I have is that they may stay up till 2 a.m. using smartphone and social media.
Yeah, again, I think a lot of these points are just kind of a more intense, exaggerated version of a lot of the things that we see happening in our generation.
Yes, I mean, what I read about the Gen Z as well, that they are going to be very, very sassy. Can I say that? Like internet sassy?
Do you mean savvy?
What's sassy?
Sassy is like, no, you didn't, girl.
No, savvy.
Savvy is like tech savvy. They're just naturally very good at something.
Yes.
Tech sassy.
Well, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, they are born with this stuff. They will be good with it.
Yes. And the Gen Z, they can use 5 screens at the same time, while millennials can use only 2 screens at the same time.
Yeah.
So when I say that, it's like you're watching TV and you are at your computer. You're watching TV and you have your smartphone. With the Gen Z, they will have the phone, the tablet, the computer, the TV, and maybe something else. I don't know what.
Yeah. Coming from an older millennial, I would just say 1 screen at a time is enough. 0 screens if possible. But Alexia, in general, it seems like we are painting kind of a dark picture for the Gen Z generation. Are you optimistic for them?
Yes, I am.
I am hugely optimistic.
I am. I have to be.
I think the most important thing, all the little young people I know, just like my cousin, they are super open and tolerant to new experiences, to new people, to new cultures. And I think the world needs more of that. So if you're a Gen Zer listening to the show and you want to come on and talk and defend your Gen Z-ness, come on. We'd love to have you.
Yeah. And the 3 other very, very positive things that I think about the next generation is that they are very realistic. They understand what's happening in the world. Realistic. And they are more private than public. Millennials are extremely public, while Gen Z will be more private. When I say that, is that they don't want to be posting and posting.
You're talking about
posting.
Online privacy, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, we grew up in a time where, it's cool, we'll share things with our friends online. Then we realized, everyone is stealing our data, and it is the end of privacy as we know it.
Yes. And we, millennials, have 12-second attention span. And the Gen Z will have only 8-second attention span. So we have to really think about it.
So an attention span, that is saying how long you can pay attention and focus on one thing at a time. Apparently, us millennials, we can only do that for 12 seconds, and Gen Zers can only pay attention for 8 seconds at a time.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So let's just stop for
8 seconds.
Alexia.
Now.
What are we doing?
That's crazy.
I totally forgot. What are we talking about? Someone's playing violin here. It's interesting. Yeah, but think about that, guys. If you want to really improve your English, you can't do that at 12 seconds at a time. You really have to take your time. We have to get our attention back. We have to, I don't know, probably learn some things from Gen Z, learn things from the boomers, learn things from us, the millennials. And
just let us be patient with the others, right?
Exactly. More conversation and connection, less polarization and fighting. And I think that's all I have to say.
Yes. So I think that we did a pretty good job showing these generations and trying to talk about them. And I love the subject so much. So when I finish my book, I'll let you know what I think about it.
Sounds good. We can check back in. Until then, I hope you guys have a great day, and we will talk to you tomorrow.
Bye.